What's good, everybody? It's your boy 5 Wars Deke. The Falcons are on their bye week. Of course, this is the 2K5 Atlanta Falcons franchise. We are coming off of two really disheartening losses on the road against Kansas City and Denver. Haven't scored more than 14 points in either game. Mind you, we scored 28 on the Chargers, and the game before that, we scored 35 on the Lions. So, hasn't been a good 2 weeks, but went to practice, looked at some things, we installed a few new plays, and we have a new strategy on defense. We're going to start running man-to-man defense. That's the plan. Man-to-man defense is the way to go for us as we head into the second half of the season. We've got a really good Tampa Bay team coming to the Georgia Dome. We followed up with a trip to, I guess technically New Jersey, to play the Giants. They are 1-6 right now. I think that's the only gimme for the rest of the year. We've got the first game against the Saints at Tampa Bay, play Oakland at home, the rematch with Carolina at New Orleans, and then we end the season on the road against Seattle. So, some good games coming up on the second half of the schedule. Bye week coming in week 9 is perfect. You play 8 games, you get a break, and you play another 8 games, okay? Some of the teams in the league had like a week 3 bye, and that is trash. I hope we never have a week 3 bye, but that's what's going on. Taking a look at the standings, the Falcons are hanging on by a very slim margin to the NFC South lead. The Buccaneers are 5-2, Panthers right there at 4-3, and then the Saints technically not all the way out of it at 3-4. Moving over to the North, the Packers 7-1, the Lions 5-2. That's a pretty tight race there, or it can turn into one, I should say. The Cowboys 4-3, leading the NFC East, and the NFC West is terrible. See, back in the day, it's for y'all young kids. Back in the day, the NFC West was the laughing stock of the NFL. They were horrendous. All of them. All of them are horrendous. And if we do some quick math here, let's see. So that's 6, 9 wins in total, and 11, 15, 19. 9-19 as a division. 9-19. That's horrible. I'm telling you, NFC West is a joke. Going over to the AFC, there are 3 teams with just 1 loss. The Broncos, who we just lost to, they're 7-1. The Titans are 7-1. The Jets are 6-1, and they lead the East over the Patriots. The New England Patriots, they're 5-2. Taking a look at some of the league leaders, Dante Culpepper leads the league in passer rating. Rich Gannon leads the league in passing completions. Percentage, Matt Hasselbeck has the most completion percentage. Rich Gannon leads the league in yards. Michael Vick leads the league in yards per attempt. Okay, yeah, we have been dotting. We have been dotting and throwing the ball pretty deep. Joey Harrington leads the league in passing touchdowns, and Kurt Warner has the most interceptions thrown. That's not good. Who has the longest completion? Peyton Manning has a 97-yard touchdown completion. Well, I'm assuming it was a touchdown. I mean, 97 yards and it wasn't a touchdown? That's kind of crazy, but it is possible. Who's been sacked the most? Drew Bledsoe has been sacked 35 times. Yikes. Amon Green leads the league in rushing yards, 796 yards on the ground. I don't think I see a Falcon on my screen right there. I do not. Jake Delhomme leads the league in yards per rush, and Michael Vick is second. TJ Duckett is third. That's very interesting. I bet that's a trivia question right there. You ask somebody, hey, who leads the league in yards per rush? Jake Delhomme would not be your answer, I promise you. Average yards after first hit is incredibly low. Priest Holmes leads the league in yards after first hit, and TJ Duckett is fourth. And there's Larry Johnson. We're going to try to trade for Larry Johnson. I think he's the guy we're going to go after. I think after this season, we're going to try to trade Warrick Dunn for Larry Johnson and see if they take it. Give them Warrick Dunn and maybe a first-round pick for next year or something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a second-round pick. Torrey Holt leads the league in receptions with 41. He also leads the league in yards with 619. 619. Booyaka, booyaka. Yards per catch. Okay, Gerard Baxter, but he only has 2 catches. So technically, I would say Antoine Randall. I think Randall leads the league in yards per reception because you have to have at least a certain number of yards per reception to be considered there. Marvin Harrison, of course, because Peyton Manning had the longest pass, so the longest reception goes to Marvin Harrison. Most touchdown catches, Steve Smith. All right, Steve Smith has 7. Laveranues Coles has 7. Randy Moss has 7. Chad Ochocinco has 6. Marvin Harrison has 6. And then there's Derek Mason with 5, as well as Antoine Randall. Thrown to, who's been thrown to the most? Torrey Holt. He's been targeted 59 times. Who leads the league in drops? Kellen Winslow. After the past couple weeks, I thought it might have been Peerless Price. Boy, been playing like some booty. And on defense, Keith Bullock leads the league in tackles with 66. Who leads the league in sacks? Sean Ellis out of Tennessee, VFL, 11.5 sacks. And he's hurt. I'm not sure what that injury is, but he's hurt right now. So that's kind of an update on the NFL. You know where we're at, 6-2. Got a huge game coming up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we're looking at Anthony McFarland leading the Bucs in sacks. He's got 6. That's not bad. So we'll see what we can do, man. Got some good stuff coming up. Hopefully we can win some games here, go on a streak, because once again, I do expect this team to win the division, and I expect them to make the NFC Championship. That's the least. That's the least. Do not make me move the goalpost. You know what I'm saying? Do not make me move the goalpost, because I'm telling you right now, I will tank. If I see this team is really backsliding, I will tank. I'm not playing. It's your boy 5 Words Deep. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Steelers walk away with a 6-point victory. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Seahawks win their 4th game of the year. The Bears lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC North. Billy Cundiff had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Nate Burleson pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Vikings beat the Colts. In the gentle climbs of the Carolinas, we had the Panthers edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Redskins, Lions. Chris Cole set to receive the kick, and it's a good kick. Gets it at his own 8-yard line. Just wants some breathing room for the offense. Makes a move there. Oh, what a cracked back block at the 40. What a move at the other 40. This is picture perfect. He could go all the way for a 92-yard score. The Redskins go on to win this by the final score of 27-21. Up at Invesco Field at Mile High, we had the Broncos get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Bills' defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Ralph Wilson Stadium. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Sean Ellis is arguably the biggest name on this list. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for 5 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Chiefs won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Saints. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Ravens pick up their 6th win of the year. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Carl Williams is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 3 years, $1.1 million.
Cardinals, Dolphins. Patrick, yes, I'm certain, is sometimes in no man's land, but you play the corner, you gotta be tough. Reads it perfectly, picture perfect, down the sidelines, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, 55-yard pick. The Dolphins win this one by the final score of 31-6. The Saints won this contest, but will stay at the 4th place in the NFC South. And last but not least, we had the Rams come away victorious. So we're more or less at the midpoint of our season, things starting to take shape just a bit in our playoff race. Here's the men that got my prime-time players game balls. If they get their way, we will see them come postseason.
That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.